Sometimes, in the heat of the match, even refs can make a mistake. Except this looks intentional. I mean, look at the guy's face. This ref got too carried away with the vanishing spray. I thought it was a fan who ran on the field at first. Watch as this ref accidentally sprays the players with the vanishing spray. Whoops. Another ref who got a bit carried away with the vanishing spray. The pile is nearly half as tall as the ball. You can even see the ref laughing to himself while walking away. Neymar and Dani Alves are attacked by a moth. A lesson for all goalkeepers to not celebrate or run off too early, as the ball inexplicably bounces straight up and then, with no keeper, bounces right into the goal. Oh, and they definitely didn't see this one coming. The ball hitting the presenter right in the back of the head. When this football player was being interviewed after the game, a random fan comes over and drop kicks him. A woman runs onto the pitch during the Liverpool vs Tottenham Champions League final. Sometimes when your shoes trip you up, you just want to chuck them as far as you can. Or sometimes, maybe you just want to chuck your shoe at your opponent. When Netherlands' Van Nistelrooy misses a penalty kick in a World Cup qualifier, and Tony Lima gets in his face to taunt him about his miss. Luckily for Van Nistelrooy, the match wasn't over, and after scoring later in the match, he goes to find Lima and get his revenge celebration. Luis Suarez kicks the ball from under Neymar's feet in Barcelona training, leaving the Brazilian unimpressed with the Uruguayan's actions. Watch as Lionel Messi goes to a soccer game and slaps the guy in front of him as he sits down to watch. De Bruyne kicks the corner flag instead of the ball in a match between Manchester City and Arsenal. One more example that a goalkeeper should never look away after a penalty kick. The ball is blocked, but it continues to spin and goes into the goal after the keeper walks off. Watch the soccer player trip in the snow and then throw a snowball at his opponent. For some reason, Simone Zaza decided to do a little dance to distract the goalie. It didn't do well for him as he missed the goal. I think this has got to be one of the most disappointing own goals in history by this keeper for Minnesota United. The blue team scores a goal and has an incredible celebration with flips, dancing with their fans. But for some reason, they didn't realize that their opponents were getting set up and kicking off for an easy goal. Bayern Munich coach Pep Guardiola got into an animated discussion with fourth official Viviana Steinhaus. Pep was after an extension to stoppage time and placed his arm around the official's shoulder, but she kept her cool and just simply shrugged off the star coach. In a match in Greece, all of a sudden a player falls to his knees during a throw-in like he had a stroke or an aneurysm. As it turns out, the reason for his reaction is a snowball thrown by a fan that only hits the ball. During a women's soccer game, two of the players get their shoes tangled somehow. Someone put hot coffee in the cooler just in time for the coach to come back and sit on it. Soccer player Karim Bullet celebrates with fans after he scores, but then later he's going to realize that the goal was called off. Oops. It appears football trophy presentations have had a history of topless women stealing the trophy, and despite security having a close eye on this trophy, a woman still got close enough to attempt the theft. Security quickly covered her with an umbrella, wrapped her in a flag, and carried her off. One of the most unexpected sights at a soccer match, a parachutist lands on the pitch right in the middle of a match. This is going to be one of the most incredible goals that you've ever seen. The player does a flip over the goalie and kicks it in, though later it was found out the goal was not allowed. A fan took a penalty shot during a soccer game and scored instead of the player. Then he and his buddy run around the field like two wild and crazy guys. Football Federation Australian Chairman Frank Lowy fell off the stage but managed to avoid serious injury at the A-League Grand Final after Melbourne victory win over Sydney FC. And there's this ball boy who trips on the ball, but I don't think he was trying to stall for time. Thayab Adwana has an impressive style of penalty kick, spinning around backward and kicking the ball with his heel. And it worked! Ronaldo shows off dance moves that he came up with, or maybe he just had seen them the night before when he was out with the boys. Uruguayless midfielder Leonardo Caltras was the victim of an unfortunate series of mistakes after suffering an injury against Larissa in the Greek second division. In a bizarre turn of events, a Larissa player who felt Caltras was feigning injury to waste time tactically attempted to pull him to his feet by his shirt before stretcher bearers arrived to carry Caltras off the pitch. While in pain, the bearers rolled him onto the stretcher so he was half on and half off, then began running to get him off the pitch as quickly as possible before dropping him to the ground. It's almost as if they were recreating a scene from a cartoon.